All right, here we go. Get ready for another episode of Place Your Bet. More mayhem, more havoc coming up. And I'm walking into the studio right now. Let's turn this camera around. All right. Already got the camera running. You're rolling. It's nice and cool in here.
It's freezing in here.
It's not freezing in here.
It's freezing.
It's not freezing. Do you want me to turn the heat up?
Well, no, just turn the AC on.
I can turn the AC down a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All right, what's it on right here?
32 degrees.
It's on, here, I'm trying to let everybody see it. Oh, it says 65, it's nice. All right, I'll turn it up to 68. How's that? 67, 68. Good?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Good deal. How was that doing it largely by yourself?
It's better than the last time.
Well, I jumped in there when you were kind of fluttering a little bit. That's why I jumped in and made a few comments here or there.
But there wasn't a. Once I got going, it wasn't like I was desperate to get
No,
you in there. Like
no. I threw a log on the fire. I threw some gasoline on there that would keep you going for an extra 10 minutes or so. I figured.
Yeah. How could you like that Wonder Lake test?
Hey, don't worry about that.
Playing devil's advocate. I know you don't like that because
here, let me do this.
real life
Hold on.
tests that those guys could get.
Let's do this. All right, let's see if this works. You got sound?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, those. Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, you were just playing devil's advocate.
Yes. All right. Hey, Luther? What's up, bud? Say hi to your buddy Luther.
The Luth!
There he is.
Luth, man. I might be coming back to join you.
What? Where's? Oh, is he over with you where you're at?
Yeah, he's on the swing ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a bunch of swingers over there, huh? Nice. All right. All right. How much time do we have?
We got here like 40 seconds.
All right. There you go, folks. Now you can see our board. All right. All right. Place your bet. Pump a grill. Yeah, I'm gonna make some changes with all this crap right here. I don't like the way this looks. I'm gonna negotiate a better rotation for us.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let me get this thing plugged in.
So let me. We're almost ready here. Let me see.
Actually, I can't plug it in just yet because I've got to do the. What do you call that?
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Visit them
All right.
online at pampas.usa.com.
Pampas?
Yeah.
What do you call them, Pampas?
Yeah, right.
You know every word to all these songs too.
Oh yeah, I love this. This is one of my favorite songs ever. Red light city, gonna set my soul on fire. Got a whole lot.
Here we go again, man. Tell me we don't fucking work hard.
Hey, don't worry about it.
I said,
Wait till you're doing 3 hours a day.
Well, I'm doing 2 hours as it is.
So what? I did 2 hours every day.
I know. Listen.
Tommy did Thursday's show that's coming up. He did it by himself for the most part.
I'm not disputing your hard work.
We just gotta cut out with the ums and uhs and stuff.
Welcome to Place Your Bet, everybody! Tommy T here with my buddy Sal The Bookmaker, who I like to call the Cooler. Today's show is brought to you by Legal Shield, providing legal protection and peace of mind for less than $1 a day. Legal Shield can help with traffic tickets, texting and driving, DUIs, court appearances, estate planning, and even contracts given to you that you just don't understand, plus a whole lot more. Call Legal Shield right now at 213-245-1305. That's 213-245-1305. What? Again.
Kill that music!
245-1305. Or visit them online at nocourt.us.
And a big welcome to everybody listening in on iHeartRADIO and KSHP 1400 right here in Las Vegas, as well as everybody watching on Facebook Live. Had a little bit of controversy over the weekend in a couple of different sports now, didn't we?
Can I start out this the Monday show here by going boo hoo 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 boo hoo
This guy.
boo
This guy. You're the biggest Fairweather fan out there. This guy.
They cheated us. We were gonna go to the Super Bowl and we got cheated. That's every fan in America.
Okay, so if the Rams win the Super Bowl, well, guess what? They're gonna have a bunch of fake rings. Now, let me tell you something. Right after that call, right after that blown call, my phone rang literally 30 seconds later from a prior Super Bowl champion. Called me and said, "Did you see what I just saw?" And I said, "Get out of my head because I was just going to call you." He said, how much money do you think it took to make that call or that no call? Here's the problem. You have a blown call, but more importantly,
money.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, sure.
More importantly, hold the phone. More important, you just put the phone down. Nice. What I just said is the fact that there were 2 overseen mistakes on that. One of them was the blown call. The second was a targeting call that did not occur. That should have went right to the league office in New York. Doesn't matter whether there's a penalty or not. That is a targeting call. It should have been called. Then they get the first down. They're right there inside the 10. You got a kneel, a field goal, and the Saints are off to the Super Bowl. Period. That is exactly how it's supposed to be played. And even the defender who made the cheap shot, he goes, I'm looking for the flag. I don't even know where the flag is.
It was a penalty. It was clearly a pass interference, and the
and
Saints
that
would have won the game.
It determined the game, period.
There's no doubt the Saints would have won the game. If that play was
That's
called
not
properly.
what you were texting me last night.
Listen, if that play was called properly, the Saints would have won the game. There's no doubt about it because there was less than 2 minutes to go. They would have had a first down, and Sean Payton is no fool. He would have forced the Rams to use the remaining timeouts. He would have kicked the field goal.
Yeah, the game was over.
The game was over, and then the Rams would have had, I think, 15 seconds to move down the field.
They would have 4 seconds.
The game was over. Yeah.
Yeah.
The game was over. 100%. That game was over if that pass interference penalty was called.
It was complete lunacy.
Okay.
Even Boomer went bananas on the CBS when they switched over. He went bananas.
He went bananas. Everyone went bananas because
why? Because it was fixed.
It cost them a Super
Bowl.
It
was fixed, and that's the end of it.
It wasn't fixed at all.
Wait a minute. If it wasn't fixed,
a bad call.
No. If it wasn't fixed,
you know what I got on my. You know what I have on my side. I have on my side.
It would have went to New York. If it would have went to New York, they didn't allow it to go to New York, and that was helmet to helmet. That was helmet to helmet, man. That's targeting. You can't do that. Even if it was a blown call,
New York doesn't make the targeting call.
That helmet to helmet goes to New York. Yes, it does. And you can't tell me the fix wasn't in.
You know why I know the fix?
Disgusting.
You know why I know the fix wasn't in?
Because your team won, LA won.
No, because I've seen a million terrible calls like that over the years. And in fact, over the last 30 years, I've seen the majority of the teams that lose in the playoffs say that they lost by 1 or 2 calls.
This was a game-deciding call.
No argument. No argument from me.
It was embarrassing.
No argument from me. Okay, no argument from me. But can I just take it from the moment that penalty was made? All right, and that call was missed.
That was the end of the game. But go ahead.
But from the moment that call was missed. Right?
None of that matters after that.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. That's all after that's all secondary.
Okay.
Because
it is secondary.
What's primary is the call was blown.
Can I take you through the events? Because I think what's happening
I've seen that. I saw the same movie
just
you
for the
saw.
sake of it, I think what's happening is that everyone is so up in arms over that blown call that everyone's forgetting about what happened after that call.
It doesn't matter what happened.
Listen,
after the fact.
I'm going to take you through it anyway. Regardless of whether it matters or not, I'm going to take you through the remaining of this game. Okay.
May I take a bathroom break?
You can go whatever you want. First of all, that was a 3rd and 10 play, so they blew that call, so it was 4th down.
This is the argument from the dissent, folks.
It was 4th down, right? So they kicked the field goal. So the guy, Lutz, made the field goal, so the Rams go up, or the Saints go up 23-20. Okay, so now they kick off. And the Rams have 1:30, and the Rams have to drive the length of the field and get a field goal to send the game in overtime. And what do the Saints do? They give up a game-tying field goal. Okay, nice job, Saints. You got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. You have a chance to overcome the blown call. And what do? You don't overcome the blown call. You bitch and whine and complain, and you let the Rams drive down and kick a field goal on the last play of regulation, or actually there was 15 seconds left. So the Rams tie the game 23-all. So you go to overtime. Here we are in overtime. They flip the coin. The Saints win the coin toss. They get the ball. What do the Saints do? They get the ball. They drive up to the 30 or 40-yard line, and Drew Brees throws a duck in the air, and the guy makes a great interception. So now the Rams got the ball. So what do the Saints do? The Saints have a chance to stop the Rams right where they are. Do the Saints do that? No.
See, I'm letting you ramble. I'm letting you ramble. And if it was me rambling, if it was you rambling, I'm letting you.
So
if it's me, you already shut me down.
You're not letting me ramble. What do the Saints do? The Saints,
dude, nobody cares about this.
They intercept the pass, and the Saints let the Rams drive down the field to kick the winning field goal.
Fix.
The Saints had 3 chances to win that game.
Fix.
3 chances.
There's your 3 chances. Fix.
Now what are the Saints doing? I'm heartbroken. They stole the Super
guy.
Bowl from you big babies. You Saints didn't deserve it.
Oh, no, they deserved it. No, they had it stolen from them. It was stolen. No.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these NFL players
Dude, what are you doing?
losing. I'm tired of these NFL players losing.
It wasn't
losing
about
these games
NFL.
and blaming the referee.
Oh, you're trying to say that the refs weren't at fault with this? Are you out of your mind?
I said it already. The ref blew that call, and the Saints would have won the game. I already said it. How many times do you want me to say it?
Then why did you burn through the last 5 minutes talking
Because
about
they
that
still
BS?
had a chance to win the game.
You shouldn't have. You should have wasted the time
They
talking
still
about
had a chance to win the game.
It didn't matter.
Because the reason I went through it is because everybody stopped talking about what happened after.
None of it matters what happened.
The game was played.
The game fixed. It
But
doesn't matter.
the game
You're
was
missing
still
the point.
played.
The game was fixed. It doesn't
It wasn't
matter.
fixed.
It was absolutely fixed.
It was just a blown call.
Oh, get out of here.
It was
Blown
fixed.
call my
You have
ass.
no proof that it was fixed. You're just talking.
I have no proof. The whole world saw the proof.
I have proof that it was a blown call. It
The
was a
whole
blown
world
call.
saw it was fixed. Are
Okay,
you out of your mind?
Where's the fix? Where's the money?
Where's the
the
fix?
transfer money?
Where's money?
You don't even know the referee's name who blew the call. You don't even know who got paid. You don't even know the referees union got paid. We're going to split the money with referees.
Are you kidding me? Is that what you're actually saying?
Stop it.
Just
Who got
stop
paid?
with your head. You know,
who got paid?
when you're 6 feet down, you're supposed to stop digging.
What do you mean? You're down below me. Who got paid? What referee got paid?
You mean what referee crew got paid?
Yes.
Really?
So who are the guys that got paid? The whole crew got paid. All 6 of them. Hey, was the
Why
replay,
not?
Was the replay official involved? Did he get a cut too?
Why not?
How about the referee that rubbed the mud in the balls?
What you're missing in this, Mr. Wise Man? Come on, look, you're a New York guy. You should know
Ridiculous.
better. You should know. But you're too soft. You're too LA.
Let me tell you something.
You're way too soft, buddy.
That referee blew the call.
You lost your roots when you moved to LA. You forgot what happens in the real world.
You lost your roots.
No, man. You lost everything that you knew when you were a kid was flushed down the toilet. Everybody back home should be ashamed of what you're saying.
If it was fixed, give me something. Give me something to go
I
on.
don't have to give you crap.
Why not?
I don't have to give you crap because it was right in front of you.
What right in front of me? Guy missed the call.
All you're trying to do is you're trying to goat me into saying something that I shouldn't say, which I'm not going to do on air.
Because you don't know nothing.
You're right. I don't
know nothing.
I don't know nothing.
This time you really do know nothing.
I know nothing, but the whole world saw the same thing, and we all know nothing apparently.
Listen,
dude, you are on an island. You're on the island of misfit toys right now.
The Saints got screwed.
They totally got screwed. And the argument after it, none of it matters.
Because the NFL really wants the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Of course they want East Coast, West Coast.
What's wrong with Drew Brees in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady? You said that the NFL wanted that.
You're right. Well, apparently, no, the media wanted that, but the NFL wanted something different.
So the NFL's paying the
East
people?
Coast, I don't know. Yeah. East Coast, West Coast, same crap as the World Series. You've got Boston, LA. It's the same dog and pony. We've already seen this movie. I'm sick to death of this BS.
I would have much preferred KC versus the Rams. I thought that would have been the ultimate.
Why the
Super
Rams?
Bowl.
Why would that be the ultimate Super Bowl?
I don't know.
When you've got the 2 best quarterbacks, arguably in the last 30 years to play the game, why wouldn't that be a better Super Bowl? That doesn't matter because we're not going to see it anyway.
I've been saying for weeks that the Saints have not been playing good ball, and they didn't. They
played good enough to win. They put them away.
Play a very good game.
No,
they didn't put them away.
The referees put the Saints away,
and the referees missed a horrible call when they tackled Jared Goff by the face mask, and there was no flag.
It doesn't matter. The refs put the Saints away. Yeah, the refs put them away.
The Saints had
Everybody
a chance.
listening,
the Saints had a chance. That game should have been 30-0 by halftime.
It doesn't matter what it should have been. But we know what happened.
Well.
We know what happened. The refs stole it from the Saints. Okay. Period. Moving on, and we saw the same garbage in the second game.
Yes.
How many terrible, horrific calls did we see with New England and Kansas City? What an embarrassing day.
On both sides of the fence.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
What an embarrassing day for the NFL referees and the NFL in general. I'm ashamed of them, aren't you?
No, I'm proud of the NFL. I think that the NFL is the same as it's always been.
Oh, it's the same garbage? Is that what you're saying? Garbage in, garbage out.
Listen, it's been like that way since 30 years I've been watching it.
How many years?
30 years.
A lot more than that. You've been watching it.
No, 30 years.
Really?
Yeah, I've been watching NFL for 30 years. Well, no, okay, 40 years. But, I'm seriously watching it, paying attention to everything. And I'm telling you right now, I've seen blown calls every step of the way. Nothing is worse than the New England Patriots' first Super Bowl win when Tom Brady was sacked and fumbled in the snow, and somehow the referee said that no one ever heard of the word tuck. I've seen worse calls than this. And especially since the Saints still should have won that game. If they had any kind of pride, if they had any kind of character, they would have stopped the Rams from moving the ball down the field, and they couldn't stop them. The Saints were too busy crying than they were playing.
You know what?
That's why they're not going to the Super Bowl. Sorry.
If I could reach across and slap you, I would.
I'm sorry, but that's why they're not going to the Super Bowl. The Saints are a bunch of crybabies.
Oh,
And
really?
a bunch of crybabies. And that's
Why are
why
you still talking about this? Why are you still talking about this?
because I've told you that
Dude, just really let that go because you are on an island by yourself. You're the only individual on this
okay.
effing island that doesn't even
Sorry.
matter.
That's
you're,
what I feel.
You're on crack, buddy.
I think
Because
they're a
there's
bunch
no
of
way.
babies.
No,
If they played
they're
football
not.
at that
No, they're
call,
not.
they still would have won
No,
the game.
they're not babies because they already played the game. They won the game, and the ref stole it from them. And here you are rehashing
They
it.
didn't win the game.
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
right.
lose. They lost the game.
Right, because the ref stole it from them. And here we go again. And when we thought we were done, we're moving on to the Kansas City game. And here comes Tommy, Mr. Root for the favor of everything.
I like Drew Brees too. What
Dude,
Roots?
you root for the favorite of everything. You just want the favorites
Rams
of
weren't the
everything.
The Rams.
I'm sure the Rams. Dude, you do it all the time, just like in the Final Four. I want to see Alabama, Clemson. Well, you got your wish.
It was a great game.
No, it wasn't a great game. It was a
Yes.
blowout, and Clemson murdered them.
Well, listen, I didn't really. I mean, I liked the Rams. I pulled for the Rams, but I didn't care. I didn't care that. I mean, Drew Brees is in a Super Bowl against Tom Brady. I'm happy with that Super Bowl too. I was happy with any of the four in the Super Bowl. I thought it would have been a great Super Bowl with any of the four. Kansas City and the Saints, Kansas City and the Rams.
It would have been nice.
I thought it would have been great with any of the four.
It would have been nice if the refs in both games let the players played.
Yes.
That is the problem. That's the ultimate problem because all they did was they determined the outcome in both games.
I don't know how that ref didn't throw the flag. I don't understand why.
Nobody knows. Well, that is what tells me that there was something else going on. And believe me, if I'm getting a call from a Super Bowl champion saying, where'd the money go? And that's a champion, not somebody that would dreamt of playing. Oh, no, he's already been there. That's what he told me.
Okay.
That's the real thing. I know you shake your head like, oh, yeah, who cares? These are the facts, and they're undisputed.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You know, it's like I'm sure you did get a call from a Super Bowl guy.
Well,
you
there's
know
no
a lot
question
of
I
Super Bowl
did.
guys.
Right.
You know, I'm sure that you did have the conversation.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that you guys believe that. I just don't believe it. I'm just disagreeing. That's all.
That's okay.
You know,
and we can do this. It's good radio. We got to do that.
I mean, I'm not doing it for radio. I'm doing it because I really believe that the Saints could have won that game, and they choked and they whined their way right off the game.
No, they won the game.
I believe that.
They won the game. Folks, we're going to be back here
lost.
with more mayhem. Don't listen to Tommy. This guy's on crack. Back in a few minutes here on Place Your Bet. Don't go anywhere. This guy.
Listen.
Dude, I knew our first segment was going to be. That's why I said don't talk about football in there.
Well, listen, I went through the rest of the game and the overtime period because no one is talking about it.
Because it's after the fact. It should have never happened. It should have never happened.
The Saints should have won that game. The
Yeah.
Saints got cheated out of that game, but they still could have won it 3 other times.
You're right. Well, maybe you're right.
The refs didn't do anything after
But
that.
the fact is, they were cheated at the end of the game, and that was the end of it.
Won the game. I was pulling for them to win that game, so we didn't have to talk about the refs.
It was so fucked up.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. And the Chiefs took it on the chin in that game too. The Chiefs got fucking stolen from as well.
I don't know. I mean,
it's the
it was
same
bad calls
bullshit.
both ways. It was a horribly referee game.
What a terrible.
Both ways.
I got to tell you that was bad. That was
ball didn't hit Edelman's hands. The fumble didn't touch him.
No, it did not. And I'm going to say I didn't see it, and I didn't see it move his jersey.
Yeah, it didn't touch it.
And I didn't see the ball change directions when it was
You
spinning.
have to understand that for some reason, I don't know how they do it, but Brady gets the ball to Gronk and Edelman with guys all over him. I mean, my father said...
Because it's Gronk. That's why. That's what Gronk does.
My father said
that's why he's the best in the business.
My father said the Chiefs didn't cover anybody. I'm like, did you watch the game? Gronk was
they were all
catching
over him.
3 guys on
Right. He was catching it behind the other guy's back. He's that good.
In the middle of bad referee calls.
That's why I wanted to see the 2 old guys get in there so we could finally say, let these guys get in there, let one of them ride off into the sunset, and that would have been great.
After that blown call, I wanted nothing but the Saints to win because I didn't want to talk about the refs. I wanted to talk about the games. If the Saints pulled the game out in overtime, then it wouldn't have mattered.
Well, it still would have been a big discussion.
Yeah, not as big as this.
Oh, yeah.
We would have been talking about Brady and Breeze.
Well, that's what... I think that would have been the best thing. But let's face it.
I don't want to see Boston and LA again. I'm tired of it.
Fucking
not to mention that Boston kicks our ass every fucking time.
Our ass?
Well, I'm an LA guy. I'm a West Coast guy. I hate Boston. I'm an LA guy. I'm Magic, I'm Kobe, and I'm the Dodgers. Yeah, LA guy. Us, me. Me and my family, the Dodgers and the Lakers and the Rams.
This guy and the Rams. Fuck the Rams. I got a lot of friends. I got a lot of friends that are former Rams. Fuck the Rams. The fucking Rams. Fucking cheaters. When they have their fake rings, if they're gonna probably end up getting a ring. When they have their fake rings,
I don't think it's that easy.
when they get their fake rings, what'll happen is
the real players that have won Super Bowls say, oh, let me see your fake ring because here's a real ring right here.
Listen, I'm a football fan. I love the
I'm
games.
a fan of
I just
football
wanna watch the
too.
games
I
and
want to
have
see a
fun.
fair game. I do too.
You know,
I want to see a good game, a fair game. I don't want to see bullshit because it was total
But you have to
bullshit.
admit, though, we've seen referees blowing calls
Not-
of that levity.
not
Bullshit.
like
Tom Brady fumbling in the snow the first Super Bowl. That was a worse call. The game was over. The game was over.
Right. Well, guess what? The Saints game was over. It was done.
Same thing.
It's a fucking done deal.
Yeah, but the difference is the Saints were at home. They could have still won the game. You gave up. You let Jared Goff. You got to admit, Jared Goff killed him in the fourth quarter.
Fuck
Overtime.
Jared
He drove
Goff.
him. Okay, fuck Jared Goff, but he still played well when it counted. He made all the throws, all the plays. You got a young quarterback.
Dude, the team was already decimated mentally because they had the game stolen from them.
Well, that's highly possible.
Yeah. It was a
That's
done
highly
deal.
possible,
Mentally, they were fucking spent.
Yes. We're nuts. Welcome back to Place Your Bet, everybody. Tommy T and Sal the Bookmaker have been arguing the entire commercial break.
You're damn right.
This segment is brought to you by the American Business Trust Company, helping your company with business strategy, sales and marketing, capital resources, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide, Sal the Bookmaker.
You bring the idea, and the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. Visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com, or call 657-600-1876. That's 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company. Call them today. They can help your business right away.
All right, let's keep away from the New Orleans game. That's a hot button for me, and for you, you're just happy because LA won, and that's the end of that.
I'm not that happy.
Well, you're an LA guy.
Yes, I know I'm an LA guy,
Yeah.
but I'm not that happy. I told you a Brady Brees
Look, I
Super
spent
Bowl
20
would have
years
been
in LA myself.
The Brady Brees Super Bowl would have been a great Super Bowl. What? I'm not thrilled that game ended that way. And I just told you during the break that I was polling after that. I wanted the Rams to win, but after that terrible call, I wanted the Saints to win in overtime just so we wouldn't have to talk about the terrible referees again for the next 2 weeks. I really, honestly, I wanted the Saints to pull that game out because I know the way the media works right now. I know that that's all we were going to talk about, and thus here we
Imagine
are.
the game we could have had if Breeze and Brady were in there
would've
riding
been
off into the
fantastic.
sunset. I mean, it was the storybook ending.
It would, yes, it would
really
have been
was.
fantastic.
But
It
now
would have been-
we're stuck with East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, and we got Jared Goff in the Super Bowl.
Goff against Brady. Are you kidding me?
But listen,
the line opened up as a picket.
Yes.
And about an hour after that, it was already 2.5 for New England.
Because a ton of money went on New England.
Oh, all
right?
the early money. Are you kidding me? At a picket?
But I got to tell you that Mahomes played well and Goff played well. And these are big moments for these young guys. And these guys they shudder from the spotlight.
Yeah,
They handled
Mahomes
it.
is the future of this league.
Mahomes is fantastic. And Goff is not anywhere near
No, Mahomes is
league.
on a mountain
But
by
Goff
himself right now.
Goff is a good quarterback. Goff has made the Pro Bowl 2 years in a row, and he's got his team in the Super Bowl with the aid of, the Joey Bag of Donuts and the referees. He got his team in the Super Bowl. He drove them through 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, 2 field goals, one in the end of the game and one in overtime. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. I don't know what else you want from the guy. And that way, Mahomes, he didn't have a great game, but I'll tell you one thing, that guy comes out in the second half, and he makes all the throws. He got tackled. He got sacked.
Andy Reid made the right halftime adjustments. Mahomes came out like a seasoned veteran, and Mahomes played his ass off, man. He played very well. Give him a big round of applause.
I was pulling for Kansas City. I was pulling for Andy Reid. I mean, I don't know Andy Reid personally, but he's been a coach for 20 years. I wouldn't mind Andy Reid winning a Super Bowl. He seems like an okay guy to me.
Well, I think it would have only been fair if the refs stayed out of it, but let's just get past all this crap. I'm sick to death with this. Did we have a little bit of boxing over the weekend? And why am I saying this? Because I gave away a pick on Friday.
You did. You're up to 48-4.
Remember what I said? Folks, I said, stay away from the football. It's going to give you a heart attack over the weekend. If you're going to bet it, bet the money line only. Those are my words. I said, here's something easier. I'm going to give away Manny Pacquiao over Adrian Broner.
Yo, Adrian!
Adrian the problem. And that, folks, that was the easiest pick that I've seen, and I'll tell you why. Here's the funny thing. So a few days ago...
Besides my kid being born, this is the happiest day in the history of my life.
Life.
Okay,
Remember that?
go
Okay.
ahead.
All right, so what I saw, and this is what made me pick this, I said, well, I'm looking through one of my, I'm looking through my online media accounts, right, the social media accounts, and I saw a photo of one of my buddies with Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, yeah?
I'm like, oh, this is interesting. My buddy's a boxer.
Okay.
And my buddy trains over at Floyd Mayweather's gym.
Yeah, you showed me your buddy. Yeah, the guy. That guy's a tough.
No, not that
dude.
guy. It was a different guy.
A different guy.
A different guy. Anyway, so I'm like, all right. So this guy, to be nameless, he trains over at Floyd's gym, and he doesn't go into anybody else's gym. And I'm thinking, all right, what the hell is Manny Pacquiao doing in Floyd's gym? And this was midweek last week. All right. So I said, all right, there's something a little bit stinky going on in Happyville here in Las Vegas. So I said, I don't know if this photo was taken at Floyd's gym, but I know my buddy didn't train anywhere else, and he's never in any other gym. So I'm led to believe that he's over in, me and Pac-Man is over in Floyd's gym. Well, what the hell's he doing over there, yucking it up with everybody, taking photos, this, that, and the other, whatever. I'm sorry, man. It was stinking something terrible. So I said, folks, let's just focus on the fight. Because if Manny wins this fight, which obviously we had a really good feeling he was going to because he's in the enemy's gym, so to say. Well, if he's in there, that means there might be some negotiating going on for the upcoming fight. And let's face it, that's the only conclusion that I could have drawn. So I said, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this one away. And I felt really good about it. And I said it would probably go the distance. But anyway, here's the fact. If you look at the interview that Floyd did in the right after the fifth round, he was very stone-faced. He didn't really want to talk about anything. It's the same image that he gave at the end when Manny said, if Floyd will come back into the ring, I'd love to fight him, whatever. It's the same look. That was the same exact look that Conor McGregor got from Floyd Mayweather. It's almost, you could see the movie. It was embarrassing. It was that obvious. And so for me, I thought, okay, well, Broner comes in. This guy's going to get his shot no matter what his record is. So he come in with a couple losses in a row, whatever. And so let's face it. Broner comes in, he gets a $2.5 million payout, and what happens? He goes the distance with a living legend, an 8-class champion, all right? And so it's not going to hurt his resume whatsoever. So he lost a decision, big deal. Fact is, he didn't get knocked out. It doesn't really hurt his resume because he already had a couple of losses. And guess what happens? This guy got paid, and that means this next several fights are going to get paid until after this whole Pacquiao-Mayweather thing happens again, and then Adrian's going to get his title shot. That is exactly how I see it. So I gave away the Pacquiao fight because it made all the sense in the world. And let's face it, if you did bet the football games, you're a damn fool. And you probably did have a heart attack over the weekend, just like I said.
Well, I believe that the Saints had ample opportunity to win that game in overtime in the last 2 minutes.
Shut the hell up. Just shut up. Shut up already. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
I knew he was going to do that again.
I'm sorry, but I feel like they had a chance.
I throw compliments around. How do I throw compliments around?
Like they're manhole covers.
That's the best line this guy ever said in his life.
I don't want to offend you, but I'm going to give myself the gong of approval. Just don't be offended, okay? No, listen, you were all over that boxing match because you just listen. You're all over everything.
I gave the reason why.
48-4, 48 and stinking 4,
and that's all documented against the line.
It's over 92%. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
But look,
as they said on Seinfeld.
But look at the logic behind that.
Well, listen,
that makes all the sense in the world.
But the other thing is, you're picking games, you're picking winners. This is a business for you. You're not messing around. You know how to follow the flow of money. You know what you're doing. But at the same time, you still can recognize something hilarious. And you're the one that called out the Adrian the Problem Broner's post-fight.
Oh, his post. This is my favorite thing. So here goes Adrian Broner. And
I watched it finally. You're
right.
So funny.
So this guy is trying to do his best impression of, pick your favorite heckler or whatever, whomever it is, whatever. So he's trying to be Floyd Mayweather in the ring. That didn't work. But here's what happened. So Jim Gray walks up to him. It says,
well, no, it was an interview right after the fight. Right, in the ring.
Yeah, it was in the ring. So Jim Gray walks up to him and says, well, you're 3-3-1 in your last 7 fights. How do you feel about that? He goes, against you, I'd be undefeated.
Yeah, 7-0. But before they got to that though, but you said this too. Before they even got to that was the last part of the interview. He was going on and on. I won that fight. I won this fight. Everybody here know I won this fight. And everyone's
you were against me from the beginning.
Everyone's like, what are you talking about? They were booing him. They're like, won what? And then And then Jim
'cause
Gray,
this moron jumps up
Jim
on the
Gray
ring.
Jim Gray goes, Adrian, you only threw 8 punches around. He says you only threw 8 punches around. And I didn't even know the stats, but Jim Gray, he's so great. He's got an unassuming way of going in. He wanted this. He goes, you only threw 8 punches around. And he goes, man, you were against me from the start. I know you were against me. Everybody, this was for the hood, the west side, east side, what the north side, upside, downside. Like he was going on and on.
Right.
And so Jim Gray was letting him talk. And then he says, he just ignored all of that. And he said, Adrian, last 7 fights, you're 3-3-1. Where do you go from here? And he goes, well, let me tell you something. If I was fighting you, I'd be 7-0. And then Jim Gray goes, well, that isn't saying a lot, and this interview's over.
Right.
This is the greatest. Jim Gray did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Yeah. Fantastic job. But you called that, and you made me go watch that.
You had to. You absolutely had to. That's good stuff.
East side, west side.
You know what you just did there?
No,
you remember how you
did I
give
mess
me?
up?
No, you know how you give me the comedy 101 because you're a stand-up guy, right?
Okay.
You're supposed to milk a joke or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I said the joke and then you resaid the joke. You restated the joke, so you whatever you call it, milk it or whatever. What's that mean?
Well, tagging it, but I don't know what joke did you say.
Well, no,
what did I re-say?
it wasn't a joke, but it was the statement about when he goes, well, I'd be undefeated against you.
Yeah, no, because I wanted you to do the build-up because you actually, when you told me about it, you told me about the build-up. You just
that
went
was
right to
hilarious, though.
I
I couldn't help it. I had to say it. It
Yeah.
was so ridiculous, but it was kind of funny, though, too, at the
And
same
when
time.
you told me, I didn't think it was real. Like, I thought you were exaggerating.
No.
I thought you were embellishing. You were just saying this guy was a total idiot. And so then I go watch it.
He's a blithering idiot.
Post-fight interview, I go, oh my God, Sal's right. Sal's probably like 100% right on point. And it was even funnier.
I know, and where's the boob sound effect? Again, we still
We got
don't
to
have
get
the
a boob sound. Is that just a squishy thing? Is it like,
I don't know. I think it could be like a squeaky toy.
okay, a squeaky toy is good.
Yeah,
okay.
a squeaky toy. That's the
All
boob
right.
sound effect. Where's your gong for that?
Yeah, well, you hate the gong of approval.
I know,
too
but
much.
you were going to do it anyway, so just go ahead and do
I
it.
thought I had an over/under of 2 on the gong of approval per show.
Well, you've only done it once so far, so
okay,
that's
so
it.
I'm saving it. I think the ample opportunity to get it in a little later.
Even if you do it again, you'll still be under.
No.
You've only done it once.
Okay, but
2.5,
it's
right?
2.5, 2.5. The over/under is 2.5.
Okay, 2.5 is the over and under.
Okay, not 2.5.
No, 2.5.
Okay,
This
all right.
guy.
Listen, we're going to do some investigating research, and we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I'll tell you right now. But the last thing we do here, we're going to find out
What a
who's
boob sounds
fake-
like? Oh, because we need a boob sound effect. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh my God, I'm going to.
You felt like you gave birth already because this is your second hour of doing radio today.
I'm going to LA. No, this has been fun. I mean, man, you're working this thing. You're running the show here. I'm just showing up and doing my job. You're running the show. Like, there's no doubt about it here. We're all happy with that. My friends are happy with it. They know that you're picking winners. You go to placeyourbet.vegas. You go to our podcast. You find out what we've been doing over the last 3 months, and Sal's at 48-4.
That's ridiculous.
And he's not, mostly it's football games, but he's picked a couple college basketball games. He picked
Hockey?
He picked Grand Canyon U over
hockey as
Chicago
well.
State with a 22-point spread. He's picked a couple of hockey winners. The first, early on in the year, the Chicago Blackhawks fired their, the legendary coach, Joel Quenneville, and who won Stanley Cups with them, right?
Yeah,
They fired Quenneville, and they hired a Coke machine, a 22-year-old Coke machine to run the show, and you picked that. You picked the over on that game against the
it was 5.5. They went to 6, of course.
it was against the Carolina Hurricanes, that
That's
first
right.
game. You
They
picked
won,
that.
Yeah, it was a 4-2 loss.
You picked you picked the boxing match, which you picked like I said, Grand Canyon U, and you picked a college basketball game that's ridiculous. You picked Purdue over Iowa.
Iowa. How can Iowa come in as the?
Well, they were ranked 25th in the country.
They're a ranked team, and they come in.
Purdue was 9-6.
They come in a 9.5-point dog in the game.
Purdue's favored by 9.5
Right,
points.
it's a ranked team coming into an unranked building, and they're a dog by 9.5. Something stinks again in Happyville.
And you pick Purdue.
Right,
Purdue covers
you
a 9.5 point spread, and you did that purely off of the money flow, the line spread, all that.
Right.
You didn't care who was playing, who wasn't playing,
Why would
who
I?
was coaching. You didn't care about nothing.
No, I don't look at that stuff, folks. And the reason is because just like with these playoff games, you just got to look at the money. And look, in the Super Bowl, we already seen early action. The early money went on New England. It went from 0 or hit all the way up to 2.5, literally in the first hour. Holy cow is right.
Well, so you're not going to talk about who you're picking for that. So first of all, you have 2 weeks.
Oh, be there's 100 prop bets.
It's like you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. No. You had it with this poor officiating in the NFL. So it's going to take you a few days to calm down and start thinking about the prop bets that you want to take. You know what I like? You know what my prop bets is? A safety. I like to see who's going to get the first safety.
Okay.
Like the safety's been a pretty big play in the Super Bowl. A few years ago, the first play of the game was a safety. If you had that prop bet as the first play of the game.
Right, the odds are real long on that.
Wow.
The odds are like 20 to 1 or something.
That's
some crazy number.
I would think like 2001.
No, the funny thing is, if you look at these Super Bowls, if you look at the Super Bowls, a lot of the Super Bowls, whoever kicked the field first ends up losing the game.
Okay. Well, I also told you that a lot of times when I used to lay a lot
and
of
that
action,
comes in handy when it comes to halftime betting.
Years ago when I used to bet a lot, if I bet a team and they return the opening kickoff for a touchdown, I would lose the game. I mean, it happened a million times. I bet a team. I remember I bet Georgia Tech and Virginia. Georgia Tech gets the opening kickoff. They return 100 yards. I'm like, I got 6 points and I'm up 7-0. I lose the game. Then later on, I picked the Chargers against Seattle Seahawks. The guy for the Chargers returns opening kickoff for a touchdown. I lose the game. That's Super Bowl. When the Bears
Devin Hester brought it back. It brought it all the way back.
Opening kickoff. They lose the game. The other Super Bowl when the Cincinnati Bengals played the 49ers.
Right.
That one guy, the Bengals returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. They lose the game.
No Icky shuffle at the end of that game.
No, Icky got nailed by Lott. Lott turned that game around.
Yeah.
Lott buckled Icky.
Yeah, but remember, that was the 49ers that won on the last drive of the game, too. Cincinnati had that game won, but again, they choked it up because that's what they do in Cincinnati, I guess. I don't know.
The referees fixed that game.
No, I don't believe they fixed that one. I think Joe Montana just did what he did.
They fixed that game, right?
All right.
Yeah. So, so we got our third segment coming up, and we're going to let you set the pace for this third segment because I'm going horse.
Why?
HOARSE.
Why?
Not HOR, HOARSE. Hey, listen, we got a minute to go. I just want to tell you, I just saw a movie, one of my all-time favorite movies that I watched again. Haven't seen it in 20 years. My favorite gambling movie ever. Let It Ride. Richard Dreyfuss.
Get out of my head because I was just telling somebody I love this movie.
It's my favorite movie.
It's one of the funniest movies of all time.
Are you serious? We never talked about this.
I know. I was just telling
somebody. Is that a funny movie or what?
2 days ago. It's about the racetrack. Yeah.
Oh my God! It's the greatest gambling movie ever.
Yeah, folks. We're going to be back with that in just a minute. Here on Place Your Bet. Lots more to come.
You are the unluckiest guy that ever lived.
That's hilarious, folks. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come here on Place Your Bet. Hilarious. That's a great movie. Who the hell's calling me? Can't take a call right now. Who is calling me? Oh, come on, Rock. All right, folks. Sorry about that. We'd take a quick break. All right, we're back. Yeah, that's Let It Ride's fucking funny, dude. I was just telling the lady. I said, I gotta tell Tommy about this movie called Let It Ride.
It's my favorite movie.
I love that.
For 25
it's
years.
so fucking funny, dude.
Because if you hated it, then
oh my
I'd
God,
be arguing with you about
that. No, that's hilarious.
Hilarious movie.
That is one. My uncle who used to work at the track. He's the one that told me about that movie.
Is that movie?
Oh my God, it is fucking funny.
Is it real?
Talk about degenerate gamblers.
Yes.
Oh my God. It really is. What a great movie. Yeah, one of these days we'll have to have a viewing party or something for that. All right, here we go, folks. Watch the phone. Let's see if Rock's calling. There he is. He's calling. Go ahead, put him through.
Hello, Rock.
Mike.
Don't worry, it's Tommy. Oh, we'll put you through, okay? Hold up. Okay.
Kill the music. Okay, folks, welcome back to I'm Sal The Bookmaker. This segment is brought to you by Kelly Vegas, helping people just like you create and host your very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk show. Kelly Vegas can help you with everything you need to get out of city and hours of traffic every day and host your very own talk show in your very own studio. Call Kelly Vegas right now at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. Again, 949-445-1119. Or visit them at kellyvegas.com. That's CALI Vegas.com. And tell them Place Your Bet sent you. Yes! And a big welcome to everybody listening in on iHeartRadio, KSHP 1400 right here in Las Vegas, and everybody on Facebook Live. And a big welcome in. We just took a call in from Rocky in Chicago. Rocky, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Sal? How we doing, brother?
We're doing, man. We're just talking about one of our favorite movies. Tommy and I were talking about a movie called Place Your Bet. Did you ever see it?
It's good. That's not what
Actually,
it's
I've
called.
not seen that one.
I'm sorry, not Place Your Bet. What's the matter with me? Let it ride. Excuse me. I got the show name in my head. I got everything going wrong here. Sorry, it's called Let It Ride.
But Rock, there is going to be a movie called Place Your Bet a few years from now. It's going to star us two chooches, Sal and Tommy T.
You call yourself that. You still not about those.
You're not a chooch too?
I'm not a chooch.
Okay.
Don't ever call
All
me a
right.
chooch.
Okay. So you're better than me.
Hey, I didn't say that. All I said is I'm not a chooch.
Okay.
Anyway, so, folks, check us out on placeyourbet.vegas. A lot of good information. There's a few characters there. There's Tommy T. There's myself, Sal the Bookmaker, and a big pile of money. The pile of money keeps growing. Why?
Because you're 48-4. I mean,
Against
this is ridiculous.
the spread.
Rock, I don't know if you've been following us, but since we started the show on November 5th, place your bet here in Las Vegas at AM 1400 KSHP. Sal's picked games, and we both have been picking games, but Sal's he picked like 99% of the games, and he's 48-4. His last winner was you picked Pacquiao in the fight this past week, even though Adrian the Problem Broner claims that he won after throwing eight punches around.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, about that. Actually, Sal and I just spoke on that on his other show, and there was no way Broner won that fight. He tried to be Mayweather, and he's not Mayweather.
Oh my God! He was saying it with a straight face in that press conference afterwards, or the post fight interview with Jim Gray. And he was saying, "I won this fight," and Jim Gray's the one that said you threw 8 punches around. Are you kidding? It's just that was one of the most hilarious interviews I've ever seen.
What else did he say?
Well, then Jim Gray asked him. Jim Gray said, "Listen," he said, "Adrian, you're 3-1 in your last 7 fights. Where do you go from here?" And that's when Broner said, "Well, if I fought you, I'd be 7-0." Jim Gray said, "That ain't saying much."
Salty fighter.
Oh my God.
Rock, what do you do back in Chicagoland?
So I'm a producer over here at the Gab Radio Network, which hosts the Sports Circus, which would be Sal's show, along with others. I do just about everything. I'm on air. I'm behind a board. I do just everything around here.
And he's a hockey player, too. He's
Okay.
a goalie.
That I am.
Okay.
You know who his favorite player is? Devin Dubnyk, only because of the name.
No, my favorite player. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that Rock's
No, it's
favorite
Tommy's.
player was...
Tommy's favorite player is
listen,
Devin Dubnyk.
I love
He doesn't even
Devin
know who the
Dubnyk.
hell he is, but it's just his player because he loves the name.
Well, because when Sal talks hockey, as you probably know, Rock, Sal knows everything about hockey. I mean, he's like one of the biggest hockey aficionados I know, and he's rattling off all these names. And because we were talking about a player that the Golden Knights got from the Minnesota Wild. One of their good players is from the Wild,
Yeah.
right? I don't know who it is. I mean, there's someone that they got from the Wild last year, and you said, "Oh yeah, he's a great player." You know, I mean,
I think we're talking about Eric Holla.
Was it Holla?
We are.
Holla.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about Holla. He's been injured most of the year, and you said, well, you know that I think that the Wild, they should have replaced Devin Dubnyk because he's not really playing good. And I was like, what? Who? Devin Dubnyk? So he's my favorite player, and I don't know why.
He just
It's
loves
a
the
stupid
name. It's ridiculous.
Listen,
Rock's a goalie though. Let's bring Rock out here. Come on, Rock, get out here.
Yeah. I'd love to.
So where
Bring it
did you
on,
play?
man.
Did you play college hockey, Rock?
No, I picked it up after. I played a little bit of D3 football, and then afterwards I needed something to do to keep me from being 400 pounds. So I decided, hey, hockey.
Really?
So I hung out with my brother, and he's just like, hey, why don't you be our goalie? We don't have one. All right. I go on the hockey website to look how much pads are. I just go, that's why you wanted me to go be the goalie. $1,300 for pads.
Are you serious? It's that much?
Yeah.
For
Jesus.
just leg pads alone is $1,300.
What the heck are they made out of?
Adamantium, apparently. I'm not sure.
So,
It's just
well, were you a good skater before you started playing, like for real? Were you always a skater?
no, I really hadn't skated before that point. To be honest with you, I just basically picked it up. Like I'd gone to a couple, open skates and just went around the circle.
But could you cross your feet over when you're skating? That was the one thing I couldn't do, man. I was terrified to cross my feet over, to tangle them up and end up like a pretzel.
Yeah, I've done that. That actually is how I got a bad concussion, was learning how to do that.
There it is. Now you
But
know
after
why I
a while,
don't
you just
skate or
learn.
ski.
But no, man, it's one of the most fun things, and it's awesome to see it picking up out by you guys in Vegas,
And you're a
Awesome to see the
butterfly
sport growing.
goalie. Rock, tell everybody
Yeah.
what a butterfly goalie is.
So butterfly goalie is the newer style started in the 90s of most goalies up until then, they would never drop to their knees. They would stand up,
That's
make
stand-up
themselves
goalie.
look really big outside of the crease, and then players would shoot into their legs or they'd use their glove or their blocker. Well, butterfly goalies, instead of standing up, you look at most goalies now, they drop to the sides of their knees and flare their pads out in what's called the butterfly position. So when their pads are flared out, when they're on their knees on the ice, that's the butterfly. What that does is it takes up 90% of the bottom of the net, and you still have mobility with your hands to make a save on any shot higher.
Who's the goalie that introduced that? Who's the first goalie that be attributed to?
Well, the godfather of
that's Trechak.
Godfather of butterfly goaltending was Tony Esposito. Tony Esposito was the first to really drop to his knees a lot. Like, goaltenders would do that at a point to make a save.
But Trechak's the guy. But Trechak's the guy that really made it a very popular thing in the NHL.
The guy for the Russian national team? I didn't know he played.
Was, yeah. He played toward the end of his career. He was an NHL goaltender.
Well, he was the guy the guy that got benched in the game against Russia. They benched him after the second period, right?
Yeah, he was the miracle on ice. He started the game. Yeah. The coach for the Soviet Union at that point didn't like how he was playing, so he benched him for a younger player.
Yeah.
Right. That's when the U.S. coach, remember the U.S. coach goes, "Hey guys, the best goalie in the world just got benched." Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's great.
It's really interesting to see the history of that, the history of the butterfly goaltender, because you had, it was kind of a thing in the 80s. Trechak kind of brought it around. Tony O invented it, really, but then Patrick Waugh and Marty Brodeur really took it to the next level.
Right, Marty was out of his mind, and Patrick, wahoo!
Buddy, your name is Roy.
My name is Roy?
No,
it's Waugh. Patrick Waugh's name is Roy.
Roy, he says.
Keep going, Rock. Keep going, Rock.
Yeah, so Patrick Waugh and Brodeur really kind of took it to the next level, and then as newer goalies are watching them saying, hey, wait a minute, I'm not standing there helpless, because you look at old videos of Gretzky and Messier and all of these great players of the 80s, those goaltenders are just standing there.
Right, those are just stand-up goalies getting lit up left, right, and center. They kept beating them low.
Billy Smith never went to the ground.
Gretzky's main move in the 80s was a wraparound.
Mm-hmm.
He was so fast that he would get the puck at the red line, come around the net super quick, and goalies couldn't get over that.
Right, you can't slam the door on that.
Exactly. So what Waugh and Brodeur really figured out was, hey, if I drop to the side of my knees in this butterfly position, dig my far skate in, and slide across the ice, I can shut down that wraparound move. That's what's been killing goalies for the last 15 years.
That's right. And the only way to beat them is to go up high. So you got to elevate the puck. You've got that issue to deal with. And then you have the velocity, and you also have a distance issue. So being that butterfly goalie, it really takes away that lower half of the net. And it forces, I think most of the goals are scored to the blocker side, maybe in that 7-hole area. I see a lot of that on a regular basis. What do you think?
I agree, and the reason for that is a weight distribution issue. You look at a glove hand side, A, you have a bigger area to make the snag with, and B, you don't have your stick in your hand.
That's right.
The stick is in your blocker hand, so you're holding onto this weight in your hand, and you're trying to catch up to a 96-mile-an-hour slap shot from a point, and it's near impossible to make that move. Now, goalies have been getting better at it. If you watch, the blocker side's been getting so much better in the last 10 years. But it's still a major issue with goalies.
Okay, Rock. First of all, I'm going to pay you the honor of that. That's our gong of approval, which is the highest honor
at his gong of approval.
On a place your bet. That's the highest honor we can give you.
It's actually the Gong Show gong, but he uses it for approval.
This is fantastic stuff that you're giving me. I have a couple questions. First of all, now when they first started doing the butterfly goalie thing, did they think it was gay?
No. Why would you say that?
They didn't think it was a little gay at first. Okay.
No,
what does that mean?
What they thought at first was it was dangerous.
Dangerous.
Because you have to remember, masks weren't really a thing until the mid to late 70s. Goalie masks weren't really a thing until the mid to late 70s. So you have these goalies that you're watching these young kids go on the sides of their knees to make the save, and all they're thinking is, he doesn't have a mask on. If that puck comes up and catches him in the eye, he's done. There's more of a chance of you getting hit in the face when you're on your knees instead of standing above the crossbar.
Rock, I got to tell you, though, I love the old hockey mask, like from, the movie Halloween, or, the old Jason mask. It was from Friday the 13th.
I'm actually wearing, the shirt I'm wearing is a picture of Gary Cheever's mask. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
did-
Give
who
him a
did
big
the
round of
stars on
applause.
it?
Who did Cheever play for? I know that name. Cheevers.
Gary Cheevers. Oh man, you're testing my knowledge now, Cheevers.
Because I know. I know Ken Dryden was the old Canadians goalie. Kenny Dryden was a Canadians goalie, and then who was the Flyers goalie back in the '70s? There was another famous.
You're thinking of Hexy, Ron
Not
Hextall.
Ron
Oh,
Hextall.
no, I was thinking of Bernie Parent. Who's Bernie
you're
Parent
trying to-
play for?
Perron,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Right,
All right.
Bernie Parent played
And
for.
by the way,
some-
Cheevers was a Bruin.
Okay, that's it. Right,
Yeah.
that's it. So I knew that each of those teams had a famous goalie back then. Esposito played for the Blackhawks.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
And then Eddie Giacomin played for the Rangers, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Eddie Giacomin. And of course, Billy Smith. Billy Smith was the cheap. He was the slasher. He was the slasher for the Islanders. He won those 4 Stanley Cups with the Islanders, but he was a cheap shot artist, wasn't
Hey,
Billy Smith?
every goalie's a cheap shot artist. What the hell are you talking
I remember
about?
Billy Smith
They're all
was-
hacking and
we just
slashing.
protect
Come on,
our
man.
crease.
That's right. There's
on,
nothing
Sal.
wrong.
We just
Hey, man, I got
protect
no
our crease.
problem with that, Rock. But the fact is, goalies. Tommy thinks here goalies don't do anything, and they're constantly hacking and slashing everybody in the blue paint.
Now, listen,
Exactly.
I remember.
That's our house.
I remember when.
Listen, let him speak. What did you say?
Go ahead, Rock.
Yeah, you look at goalies do have to protect their house. You know, there's the one. My favorite move is a Canadian handshake. You know, somebody's screening in front of you, and they got their legs a little wide open. Well, you give them a little cup check.
That's right.
That's just a way to
I was like, whack,
cup check.
whack.
Yeah. Get out the blue paint.
Wow.
Boy.
So are you saying that they put the stick up
Yes,
between the old
that's a cup check, man. Come
between
on.
the old
like Mitch cup check, but a real cup check.
Oh my goodness! Well, I remember when they were playing Edmonton in the '80s, and a guy was skating across the crease, and all of a sudden he would just go to the ground.
That's right.
And then you would see Smith just slice him with the stick and
That's
the
right.
knee.
Hey, man, the goalies do
Don't-
that.
Yeah, you have to. You have to remember that goalies are the goalie is one of the hardest positions in sports. I put it right underneath quarterback, and just complexity and toughness, because you're dealing with 5 players skating at you at high velocity, 5 players skating in front of you at high velocity, and a frozen piece of rubber that's flying at your head somewhere in the area of 60 to 70 times a day.
Wow!
Right.
Wow!
You know, when people say that, oh, well, this sport or that sport's hard to play, I'm sorry. Look, I'm a former baseball player, and I know, in my opinion, there's nothing harder to play than hockey. Those guys are skating 20-plus miles an hour. They've got deadly weapons on their feet, deadly weapons in their hands. And, oh, by the way, that thing you're shooting around, it could kill you if it hits you the wrong way. And the guys trying to get that puck, they're trying to kill you too.
Well, the other thing is the goalies, half the time they can't even see the puck because it's going through so much traffic, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're obscured.
You learn. Yeah, it's called. Yeah, you get screened like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you learn how to read the play in front of you. So if you're screened, you could still see, okay, I see that my defenseman is going this way. I see my forward is going this way. So I'm assuming the puck is over here. And you just kind of set yourself up and get as big as you can in the net.
Right, and you can also see the weight distribution from the guy screening you as well. So if he's lifting up on one side, you know the puck is going to the opposite side.
If you're waiting for him to lift up, you're already too late.
That's right. No, that's
if he
right. If
lifts
you're
a leg
seeing
up.
him weight, if his weight is already distributed, if that left leg is up, it's going to the left side. Period.
Right. Yeah, but that time it's moving so quick that you better hope that you're in right position at that point instead of being square to the shooter. Because if by the time that leg goes up, that shot's already left the blade of the dude's stick.
Yep.
You know.
So, Rock,
So
right
you
now,
better hope.
who's the best goalie in the business, or the top 2 or 3 goalies in the business, in your opinion, right now?
Right now, just on skill, I would say Carey Price is nigh on probably the best goalie of this generation. I mean, the man is just insane. His positioning is so good. His feet. If do yourself a favor, if you watch Canadians game, watch Carey Price's feet and how little they move.
Wow.
That's
Right,
a
he's
sign of a
always in
good
position.
goaltender.
Right.
Yeah, he's always in the proper position. I would say Johnny Quick is on the downside of his career, but at the time, 4 or 5 years ago, absolute beast.
Yeah, he just
right
beast.
now,
But Quickie never gets the support. That's his problem.
Well, now he doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's
No,
funny.
yeah.
I saw Carey Price last year here in Vegas when he played the Golden Knights, and they buried him. They knocked him out in the second period
but
because
he
he
had
wasn't
nobody in front of him
That's what
either.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have any defense in that game, so the Golden Knights had so many point blank shots that they ended up pulling him.
Well, it's odd man rush after odd
Yeah,
man rush. I mean,
yeah.
the goalie's supposed to do what? Take the puck, Rock, and the defender's supposed to take the other guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you can only do so much. You know, shots that are on your offside, I'm called the back door. So if I'm facing to my blocker side and there's a guy sitting open on my glove side, and he comes in and shoots when I am like, and it's a quick pass across, there is legitimately, if it's a good shot, there is nothing you can do there. There is no way you're going to make that save.
That's right. Even if it's your glove side, it doesn't matter. You're just not that quick.
Yeah.
Your body can't slide over. Your arm can't get over fast enough because you're already guarding the blocker side. You're basically as a well, let's put it this way. If the short side is the stick side, right? You got your glove on the other side. The fact is, you still can't get over there. Period.
Mm-hmm. Period. You're looking at it. It's 6 feet across from post to post. The goal is 6 feet across. You know how hard it is to turn, spin, and close that gap of 6 feet within, I'd call it a second and a half, not even. So yeah, there's no way. Sometimes there are just some shots as a goaltender you have to just say, I couldn't do anything about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Jonathan
stuff.
Quick has been in that position quite a bit over the last few years.
Yeah, well, they won 2 Stanley Cups with him, and he was one of the best in the business.
Outside of Donuts, you have really nobody in front of him. Really?
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
Donuts Doughty?
Hasn't had anybody in for a while.
Yeah, Drew Doughty. Yeah.
Drew Doughty's a great player, though, right?
But you can't have one defenseman. You got to have 4 defensemen if you plan on winning a Stanley Cup, and they better be 4 good defensemen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
If
why
you
they're
don't
the
have
worst team.
4 studs in front of you. It's going to be super tough.
Okay.
The other one, by the way, you're going back to goalie. The other one to watch, newer goalie, Andrei Vasilevsky from the Lightning.
That guy's incredible.
Keep an eye
Give
on
him a
him.
round of applause.
The guy is absolutely incredible. And the other thing,
This
too,
guy's incredible.
here's the thing that many people don't realize about Vasilevsky. He's 6'7".
Wow.
He's a basketball player size. And he's flying around that net.
Yeah, for
So
years,
it's not
Rock, for years, we only had the small goalies. Now we got the big guys in there, and they finally smartened up and said, you know what, these guys take up a lot of real estate. They cover a lot of the high area when they're dropping down, so why not get these guys in there?
What about
it's not a matter of size, Sal. It's a matter of athleticism. You could put a sumo wrestler in net, but he's not going to be able to get there.
Right.
What about a guy like Aaron Donald, the defensive tackle for the Rams? You think he could be a good goalie? He's huge. He's 6 feet tall, 300 pounds.
He skates.
Hey,
That
put him on
that's
rollers.
the thing. You
On
can't.
rollers.
I don't think so. I think that he's just not built for that position because you have to be lightning quick, and that's the thing. He may be quick on his feet in grass, but you put him on skates, and it's a 7-step process to drop into the butterfly and push off to make a save. You have to do that within a second and a half. So no, I don't think Donald is proper. He's an amazing athlete, but it takes a weird mentality to be a goaltender.
Okay.
I got to tell you, Rock, this is fantastic stuff. This has been a surprise for us, and thank you for coming on and really finishing off a great show the right way, man. We really appreciate it.
All right, thanks for joining us today, everybody, on iHeartRadio, KSHP 1400, and also on Facebook Live. And we're going to see you next time. Make sure you go to placeyourbet.vegas. Check us out. Check out the characters. Lots of good information there. Listen to our podcast. And thanks a big thanks for Rocky back in Chicago. And for Tommy T, I am Sal the Bookmaker. And we'll see you next time right here on your favorite station. So long, everyone.
Good stuff.
All right.
Hey, Rocky. Are you there?
Hey.
Hey, Rocky.
Here's the thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Rock's my regular guy. So.
That was great. Dude, that was like, that came out of nowhere.